Welcome back to Meh Poker. I'm going to go ahead and try doing a second session here with the Octopi Poker Trainer. Let's start it. If this is your first time seeing it, it's just a trainer slash solver type thing. You could choose your own spots if you want to. I have it on random, though. I just like to get thrown in the mix and try out different things. Yeah. All right. So I'll walk you through kind of my thinking. We have pocket jacks in the small blind, facing a raise from the hijack. I think this is an easy call. And apparently it's a blunder. So we're definitely too good to fold. So I guess raise. I suppose the thinking is that they're raising out of position to try to steal it, and probably raising pretty light, and so we want to raise it up there. I'm going to check to the raiser here. They lead out for four bigs. I think we can raise here, but calling tends to be a little more passive. And when I'm in tournament play, I like to play passive in certain spots. Sometimes I sacrifice value for that, though. So I'm thinking we're gonna raise. We'll raise it up to 8. Apparently that's wrong. Let's try just calling. Also wrong. I guess we're gonna raise more. 14. Ay, 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 ay. I didn't mention that. I mean, um, down below we get perfect mistakes and blunders, and right now I'm doing horribly. And I got to tell you that I purposely am doing this video when I'm feeling a little under the weather, when I'm feeling tired, and I'm doing this intentionally because when you're playing in real life, you're not going to be always bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to go. So I think it's important to try to do these drills and start thinking critically about hands and stuff when you're in a state of in suboptimal state. Let's put it that way. So Jack Queen offsuit under the gun. I'm gonna fold given our position. Hey, got one right. The next hand. 6 off, facing a raise and the cutoff. We're gonna fold. Next hand. 4 5 off in the hijack. Face raise. Another fold. I think they're going easy on me now since I screwed up so bad on the first two hands. They feel bad. Give me some easy spots now. Appreciate it. Queen and offsuit in the small blind, facing a raise. I think we're good enough to call. Apparently, no, we're not. I can't imagine re-raising, so I assume they want me to fold. Okay. This is, as I mentioned in the first video, a spot that I normally struggle in is this pre-flop ranges and, when to, especially in small blind. I'm really bad at small blind. So, okay. So, obviously, if I was suited, I think I'd be good, but I'm a little surprised that Queen 10 was not included. What are we looking at here? Where's Queen 10 off? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Queen 10 suited. It's a call all day, but apparently not off. All right. Pocket queens under the gun. We'll raise it up. One caller, king high flop. Not terribly worried about it. I'll throw a continuation bet out there. Facing a raise, I'm going to call. I think we're too strong to fold here, and they could just be anticipating a C bet, and so they're just going to raise it up on us. So we'll call. Another king makes it even less likely that villain has a king. We're down to 20 bigs. I can play passively and just check here and hope to see a free river. You kind of have to question, though, if we do, what do we open hit on the river other than queen? Really, that's it. So I kind of want to take a stab at it here because his line is very strange to check raise and then check back on the turn when it pairs the top. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna bet half pot and see what the solver says. Yay! I guess it was the right thing to do. And now they check back to us, and so it's again a situation in tournament play where you could check and just preserve your stack should villain happen to have a king. I don't think that they would be checking on this river if they had a king, so I'm just going to go all in and hope they have jacks or something, or queens, or a fold. Okay. Interesting. Huh. So they had us on the flop. Okay. Ace-6, cut off. Ace-6 suited, good enough to call. Facing raise. And they aren't going to show us the whole hand. Next hand. Pocket tens, under the gun +1, raise. Called from the button, king high flop. I'm going to do a little c-bet. Called. An innocuous 9. I'm going to go a little over half pot on this board. Apparently not. I guess I'll go... Well, I think they want me to check in case they're being trappy with the king. Yes. I'm not worried about that club. Little worried they may have a 6, but there's not too many 6s in the buttons range. We can play it safe and tight and nitty and just check. But I think we're good. I think we're good unless they got really tricky with the king. I'm gonna bet light, kind of like a blocker bet too. Called by jacks. Okay. Fair enough. I think if we would have checked there, we might have faced a tough decision if they would have let out. King 4 suited is not good enough for a raise pre-flop. So easy fold. 10-8 suited in the low jack. I think the solver is going to tell me to fold. This is, again, one of my weak spots. This is a hand I would like to play. I'm going to click raise because that's what I would do in real life. Ah, good. It was the right thing. Now we got 3-bet though. What are we at? 77.5. This is a tricky one because I'm tempted to call because our hand would be so disguised, I feel. But then we know we're behind, and so we're just hoping for a favorable flop. But it's kind of like one of those bust 'em kind of hands. You know, if we do hit, then we can potentially stack the opponent. I think I would... I'm going to call. Nope. All right. We get out. We fold. And still... 10-8 suited. We still could have hit something to crack them aces, but this is how you avoid getting in tough spots, you know, and that's one of my issues or my weaknesses is that I get in these tough spots, and it's because I'm starting off wrong from the get-go. Ace-7 suited under the gun. I think I would raise with the suited ace, even though it's kind of a weak ace. Please wait. Okay. Can see bet. Flop favors villains range, but oh, maybe why they want us to check. I'm tempted to just give up with ace high. I don't really have any draws. I don't have anything I'm hoping for. Even if a 7 hits, I still may be behind to a 9. So really, I'm hoping for an ace. I think folding is actually the best play. Okay. 6-8 suited in the cutoff, facing an under the gun raise. I think that this is too light to call, so I'm just going to fold it. Yay. 7-9 suited. I love 7-9 suited. I think it's a fold. Under the gun +1, just too light. Yeah. Ace king off. We can raise that. Of course, we're not going to fold. Call from the small blind. 3-4-7 favors their range, but I'll bet small. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm supposed to check there, I guess, again, in case they're getting trappy. I don't know. Maybe I'm putting too much pressure on my opponents or something. I don't know. It's strange to me. I feel like we could have let out on that flop. Anyway, we'll bet small with our ace. The 5 is a little scary. There's some 6s in small blinds range, and then they called our turn bet. I think maybe I'm leaving some meat on the bone, but I think I'm going to play it safe and just check. Too many hands with straight draws. Too many potential 2-pair hands out there. Just, I don't know. Too wet of a board. Jack king off on the button with an under the gun +1 raise. I think we're good enough to call. Ace high flop. We'll check it back in case they're getting tricky. Free river, or turn rather. I'll check again. Hope to get a queen on the river. No dice. And so now we can check back and just hope that our king high is good enough. By betting, if we bet small, we're not going to fold out, obviously, aces. Probably not going to fold out 10s. So you kind of have to ask yourself, what are we hoping to do? What are we accomplishing by betting? And when we have king high on a board like this, it might be good enough to win still. So I'm going to check back. If I were to bet, I'd probably go pot size, but I feel like checking is the safer option. And I'm incorrect. So let's go pot size. And that was the right play. And now they put us all in. And of course, we're not going to call with king high. So we fold. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think it could have gone either way. It could have been pot size or check back. And like I said, in the tournament, I'm playing more conservative, trying to stay alive. But we're not calling with king high. That's crazy talk. Oh, they rivered trips. So. Pocket fours under the gun. We can raise. Can c-bet this. I thought we can c-bet this. I guess we can check it. And I mean, well, I was going to say call. But what are we calling for? If we hit a 4, we still might be beat already. They might have flopped a straight. Sets, 2-pair. Odds are they're on some sort of draw. Just get out. Overpair. Huh. Okie dokie. Gosh, I'm going to do this when I'm tired more often. Ace 10 off under the gun. Okay, good. It was a fold. King 9 off in the cutoff. I don't think we're good enough. But I'm wrong. We are good enough, apparently. C-bet that. It favors big blind's range, but we'll C-bet. Get called. Easily could have a 5 or something, so we'll just check it back. That's worth a call. Huzzah. Queen king under the gun. We can raise that one. Queen king suited under the gun. Called by the big. C-bet that one. Called. Check it back. Hit top pair. They throw out a little baby bet. Not sure why they did a one big blind bet there. I mean, it could be just a very thin value bet. Feels kind of blocker-y. I don't know. It's a weird bet. I think we're gonna raise. Get called. All right. Nice. Ace-8 suited, definitely gonna raise. We have 20, almost 25 bigs. Not good enough to shove pre. Let's see a flop. Hit an 8. Got a couple draws. See if we can squeeze some value out. Facing a raise. I think I'm just going to call it and see a turn. See if we improve. We do not. Interesting spot betting 5 into this. When we only have 17 bigs left, and what we're looking at is 3 over cards, and yeah, I think it's full. Preserve our stack a little bit here. 4 or 5 suited on the button. I'm gonna raise it. I don't know if the solver's gonna like that. Okay, good. Not an ideal flop for what we actually have, but we can definitely represent lots of 10s and jacks. So we'll just do a little continuation bet. See if that gets a job done. It does not. So they called. You got to ask yourself, what are they calling with? They could be getting trappy with a 10 or a jack. Could have ace king, ace queen. Unlikely. They probably would have raised with ace king. So maybe ace queen. Could have 8-9. Could have some sort of straight potential. We're just going to check back, I think. I think we're beat pretty badly right now. And we're definitely not going to call an overbet with 5 high. We play the board. So that's an easy fold. Queen high. So they're calling on a gut shot. That's interesting. All right, I'm under the gun with pocket 5s. We'll raise. Called by small blind. 3 overs and a couple spades. I'm just gonna check back. I don't think we need to c-bet this one. I'm not. There's no need to c-bet every time we raise, and we're just. I mean, yeah, maybe we'll hit a 5 high flush here, but that's not great. We're just gonna fold this. Really? I mean, I don't understand what we're doing here. Why am I? Do they want me to call or raise? I don't really know what I would be calling, what I'm hoping to hit on the river. I can represent the bluff. Do they want me to raise? Is that what this is telling me to do? No, just call. And now, okay, now they bet 13. Like, I don't see myself calling 13 bigs with pocket 5s on that board. So fold. I don't really know why we called the turn. I don't. Interesting. Okay. Easy fold. Move on to the next hand. Ace jack off in the small blind facing a raise. Can call that. Nope. We can raise that. Thought about that too. I was like, maybe we can raise. They did this earlier. Similar hand. Check to the cutoff. I was going to check raise, but okay. I guess we'll lead out. Facing a raise. I think we just rip it at this point. If we call, we're down to what, 15, 16 bigs into a 32. Yeah, no. We're just going to rip it. Hope for the best. Okay. Definitely the best outcome we could hope for, I think. Ace 10 off under the gun. Fold. Let's go to next hand. 5-6 suited, middle position. I don't think that's good enough. We fold. Okay, I guess it is good enough. So we'll raise. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm tired or what, but we're doing terrible today. Let's see what we're doing. 14 mistakes, 1 blunder, 64 correct ones. We're just going to check. We might call if they bet. Yeah, we're pretty deep. I kind of want to see what the turn brings. I think we're going to call. Which is a blunder, my first blunder. Okay, I guess we fold. I don't know. I was feeling okay. All right. 6-9 suited. We could fold that. Next hand. 6-7 off. Early position. Fold. Again, I think as you do worse, they start giving you easier decisions. Keep you motivated to keep going. Interesting spot. King 9 suited. Under the gun +1. I think it's a shade too weak to call. Or to raise, rather. Oh my gosh. I mean, so normally, like I said, I trying to play a little tighter because that's kind of what it was teaching me, that I was playing too loose. Let's see, we got called by the big blind. This favors our range more, so we'll lead out. And we get raised. That's interesting. We're not really drawing too much. Yeah, we're just, you can have it. Ten-8 suited in the big blind. It's going to be an easy defend. Middle pair, backdoor flush draw. We can check it over to the razor. We're down to 22 bigs here. 1.38. I'm tempted to raise. Definitely not folding. Yeah, I think we're going to raise. I'll actually go pretty big too, I think. Got called. Now we definitely open-ended straight flush draw. Got 16 bigs in the middle. We got 16 bigs behind, 17 behind. Like, not a whole lot else we can do, but just get it in, see what happens. Ooh. 3-4 off in the small blind. Facing a raise. I think we're dipping out of this one. Yes, we are. Next. Deuces in the small blind. Facing a raise. We can see a flop. Hope for the best here. Okay. There is no sim that can be used for playing post flop. Interesting. Queen 8 suited on the button. Raise that. Top pair. Can lead out. Small bet. Bigger bet. Diamonds get there. Can slow it down a little, I think. Diamonds in an overcard. We might be good with our 8. No sense in betting. We're not going to get a 4 to fold. We won't get a jack to fold. Diamonds got their potential straights. And we might be good enough with our 8, so we'll just check back, I think, is the correct play. And there you go. 7-8 suited in the cutoff with a raise, good enough to call. Oh, not good enough to call an all-in, though. Eight, 9 off in the cutoff. I think we can raise. It says mistake, but I think this is one of those situations where I think solvers fall short because it lacks the exploitation idea. And so if you take a look at your opponents in a real setting and see how tight they're playing, if the big blind and small blind are playing fairly tight, then we can absolutely raise here and try to steal. We have a hand good enough to do that with 8-9 off. But per the solver, we should be folding, so I guess we'll fold. I think it would be table specific, though. And obviously this guy probably would have folded, and we would have got called by the ace-jack, and then we'd see what the flop brings, but oh well. Let's do one more. Ooh, ace-king off. Raise it. Got re-raise. What are we looking at? 50 bigs. I think if we were suited, we give it a rip, but I think as played, I think we could just call. We can call. We have the nut flush draw, and potential jack gives us a straight Broadway draw. Let's give it a call. We can check back. No need to bet here. We're not going to get a queen to fold. Probably not a 10. I'm comfortable checking. Worst case scenario, if a diamond hits, which it doesn't. So this is interesting. We may win with our ace high, ace king here. Pot's at 28. We have 36 behind. Problem is if I bet half pot, what do I do if the villain goes over the top, shoves on me? And I don't know. I don't know what, I mean, I'd have to get away. And we might be good with our ace king. I think I don't see the point in betting. I'm going to check. Hey, all right. All right, that's it for session 2. It was a horrible, horrible session, worse than last video. 90 perfect, 16 mistakes, and 3 blunders. That was brutal. I think it has to do with my state of mind. And so I'll probably end up doing this again when I'm tired and trying that again. Because, again, when you're playing, especially like a long session or a World Series of Poker or something, it's going to be when you're tired, you're not going to be comfortable, you're going to have a headache, you're going to be in tough spots like that. And so it's important to get some training in to get used to that state of mind. But that's it for today. Thanks. Be sure to like and subscribe.